Canadian talk.
All right. This is what they call episode XX, episode 20. Thanks for listening, anybody. Friends, family, anybody who clicked on this. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to the intro music, which I had made by an old buddy of mine in a band. He plays music. That band is called Dirty and the Perks. He is actually the Perks. That is the guy who made the little guitar riff for me. And then, of course, the universal sounding Canadian anthem, which is Public. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so, yeah, I had him make the song, and or the riff rather. I thought it was pretty sick. Me and him used to play. Me and this guy, the musician who made this song, we used to play Guitar Hero. And I think he would admit that I actually I beat him out in that game. It's a fake guitar game, but I was better than him at Guitar Hero. But he beat me at the one of the harder songs. There was one really like Through the Fire and the Flames, I think, was a really hard song that he beat me at. Yeah, so that's the musician that made the song for this show. He is just a friend that I played hockey with. I think we're friends. I hope we're friends. I don't know. Well, he gave me this song for for use, so that makes us friends. Drinking the Anheuser-Busch today. Great Western was more expensive again. So yeah, shout out to the guy who made the song for this episode. Shout out to anybody who's listening. I appreciate it. It might be too washed out right now. I think this is what's not supposed to happen with cameras. The window is washing out what you're supposed to be seeing. I don't know. This is like supposed to be something you know. You're supposed to know this if you go to actual school for this stuff. But also, if you go to school for this stuff, I'm sure they say, hey, don't do substances on the internet. It's just beer. I mean, I don't know. It's just beer. We have fun here, people. We have fun. I've already also spit on the air twice this episode. So, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would have a problem with that, because spitting is kind of gross sometimes to some people who are of a softer nature. So yeah, here we are. We're in episode 20. This was the episode that when I started, I said that I would stop. I said if I make it to episode 20, I'd be surprised. But this is episode 20, like on the regular counter. But we've done more than that, people. We're past 20, but this is 20 on the regular counter. But we did some intro episodes. We did some episodes that weren't aired, failed episodes, that kind of stuff. Technical difficulties, but we're here. That's spit number 3. Keep track with a spit counter. So what else is going on in the world, people? So we're in a world. We're living in a world together. You're living in the same one as me. I heard that Brad Pitt slept with Mike Tyson's early wife, and I thought that was kind of funny and worth sharing on Canadian Talk. Not that either of them are Canadian, but I thought it was kind of funny, just as a sentiment. For some reason it came across my feed today, and I don't think it's a rumor, but Brad Pitt had sex with Mike Tyson's wife, I believe, in the late 1980s, which is, I guess, 30 years ago now. It's crazy to think that Brad Pitt still looks like a reasonably healthy guy, and he was doing that 30 years ago. Makes you feel like a really pretty puny person, doesn't it? I would understand if it did, because it does to anyone. Like, man, what a world star he is. But I'm not really a celebrity adorer type person. I usually only I do fan out a little bit over people like if they do the thing that I do, like let's say poker or hockey or podcasting, like so I guess I am a fan from that perspective, but not one of those people who adore celebrities, So, yeah. Anyway, this is a podcast. We haven't had one for 2 weeks because I've been doing some building inspections for the studio, which have been good. Very smooth and good. With some hiccups as usual, but whatever, it is what it is. You gotta follow the rules, people. Gotta follow the rules. That's why they make rules. It's frustrating though, because there's this one guy. I have a second level in my garage, and they're telling this one guy. Well, and this other guy has a double-decker garage in my neighborhood, and so now they're telling me I have to take down my second level, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen with this other guy, but he damn sure better well have to do. Damn sure better well. Is that did I just say that? He damn sure better well have to do the same thing as me, which is fucking tear down that garage. Of his, because his back structure is, mine isn't a garage, but it's so, but if I have to remove some of my higher levels, then other people have to do the same. So so Mike Tyson, Brad Pitt. Apparently there's a COVID vaccine out now, which is good, I guess. So I guess we should just stop worrying about COVID. I don't know. It sure has affected the world, though. I was thinking about it, like if myself from 2018 saw what was going on now, what he would think. And I feel like I think we would all be pretty shocked. I remember we all, back in April and May last year, 2019, we were all pretty shocked about all this stuff, Or did I say 2019? I mean 2020. We were all pretty shocked when this stuff started happening. And then it wore off and we got used to it. But imagine if that person from back then, let's say 2018, before there was any whisper of these pandemics and shutting down the world, like our understanding of a pandemic as a late 20s person was H1N1, where it's pretty much goes on the back burner. We figure out who it kills, we protect them, and that's it. It was like a whole new thing to have it be a global shutdown like that. So, but anyway, yeah, if yourself from 2018 saw yourself now, what would they think with this whole mask stuff? That's very interesting. I've been forgetting my mask. I go everywhere and I fucking always forget it. It's kind of annoying that you have to wear it, but it's not that big of a deal. Unless if you don't have one and you drop it on the ground and it gets dusty, and then you got to put a dirty ass cloth on your face. And that's Hork Cam number 1. Spit Cam number 4, Hork Cam number 1. Come on, guys, tune into my podcast where you can listen to me hork and spit. Very entertaining. So, mask mandates again, and, they're being careful for the winter, but there's a vaccine now, apparently, and I think it said the UK, so it's going to make its way, now that the royalty has it, and it's going to make its way to everybody else. Funny how it came right after Donald Trump. Seems like Donald Trump is kind of, officially lost. I don't know if people are upset about it. Not everybody, though, because some people are like, he's gained the fame that he's gained. Just run again in 2024, if he thinks he can win. So, run the same gambit that they ran on you. If you think that there was a trick, just run it in 2024, man. Don't expose them. Just do the same thing to them in 2024 if they cheated, bro. Seems like it's that simple. So we got this week's episode, which is today, December 2nd. And then we're going to have next week's episode, and then the one after that. So 2 episodes from now, I'm going to have a pretty prominent comedian on, the biggest comedian that I've had on yet. I've had political pundits on that were bigger in terms of just raw fame analysis, but I've got a comedian coming on who he's local here. I used to play poker with him, and I think I talked about this a little bit the other episode, but we've confirmed that he's going to come on in a little while, and yeah, that should be exciting. I'm going to try to see if I can get some good jokes out of him, because he has always been hilarious. Whenever we would be at the poker table, he would be the life of the table. And I mean, I would win all the money, but he wouldn't win very often. I actually didn't see him win very often. I'm sure that I'll make fun of him for that. Because I never understood how I mean, that's why he needed a ride home from me. How did he just goes and makes his money on stage and throws it away at the table or something. I don't know. I'm sure he's good because he's a good talker, so he's got to be good at the game. But he plays bigger than me too. I play 100, 200 like buy-ins typically. He's doubling, tripling that. I think I've seen him play 2-5 before too. So 2-5 being the blinds in Texas, no limit hold'em. That's what we play at our place locally here. But I have played all over. I like to play poker for money and just for fun too. Quite the history with poker in my life. It's quite for somebody who likes competition and likes math and likes the company of people that you can have discussions with that aren't going to be too candid. Poker is the place for you. Good friends, just chats, and not taking anybody seriously. Poker's a fun game. It's an interesting game. Anyway, I'm just fucking babbling again. Like, not saying anything of substance. So what else we got going on? Yeah, I wasn't going to do this episode because I was going to do something else this week. Just take another week off, but I found out about that Brad Pitt thing, and I was like, I gotta just put that on my thing because that's hilarious. What else has been going on, I've been feeling, there's ups and downs in life. Got to roll with the punches. I've been watching The Crown, which is an old British show on Netflix. It's pretty good. It's been giving me some insight into it because I think I'm kind of British, I think. So that's that. The old ball and chain there, who's going to be the streamer eventually. She's just delaying, but she's going to eventually get going on her thing. I know that. She's going to do RuneScape and Fortnite. And she's going to stream. And yeah, that is a person that I know that's going to be a streamer soon. And she's been on the podcast. And she is going to be starting to play video games. And she's quite good. She's been practicing because she apparently wanted to get pretty good before she started playing. So if you're a video game watcher, and stay tuned for that. She's going to call herself the Lelinator or something like that. I don't know. But she plays Fortnite and RuneScape. And RuneScape's fun just for, I guess, playing for a long time. But she's good at Fortnite too. She's good with the sniper. Good at long-range AR. Yeah, so if you're here, you're like me. You like to listen to podcasts. You like to listen to people talk, which is great. You're here for the same reason that I'm here. I'm trying to be a creator, even though being a creator has never been really my forte, my thing. But I'm trying to do that. I'm a consumer. I like to take in information mostly, but I'm trying to flip it now. Once you really feel you understand a lot of stuff, it's like there's this weird urge to want to flip it and start producing something. So yeah, I'm in that phase now, I suppose. Like if you're sitting there wondering, like, what the hell is this guy doing? He's ruining his life. He's drinking on camera. He's talking. He's swearing. He's talking about nonsense, saying how he doesn't think engineering was a worthwhile pursuit, even though he's an engineer. But that really is not the case. Money is quite easy to make. Money comes. If you not, I'm not saying that in an arrogant way though. It's not easy to make, but it's like if you make some good decisions, it can be doable. And and once you find out how to do it, you just keep doing it. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a profession, I've talked about this a little bit before, but I used to see professions as like, hey, like it highlights your attributes. It shows that you're good at math, you know. I always thought that having a job was like a virtue signal until I realized that not having a job was a virtue signal. But not virtue signal, but like fucking, I mean like in a positive way. Like it's a good thing. It shows your actual virtue if you're able to survive and not be a part of the mainstream employment system. That means that you're a creator. It means you're doing something abstract, something different from what the main hive is up to. And that's my draw, really, in a lot of this stuff. In artistic pursuit, really. Because I consider an athlete an artist, and that's what I am. That's what I've always been. So I haven't changed from that. I'm trying to stick to that, because I feel that people should stick to what they do in childhood. Because that's what connects you to what you are. You should try to just reel it back and keep doing those things that you did when you were young. Because that's what will lead you to happiness, really. Because what you did when you were a kid is what you did when you were the least distracted. You were purely just doing things to make yourself happy. Sorry, my front is scorching, so that is why I'm turning around right now. Oh. Little pause break just to heat up the rear end. Thanks to everybody who's listening. I'm kind of, what can I do? I can say thanks to anybody who's listening. If you're out there listening, go check out local businesses. If you need, if you're looking for music, DJ, mic drop productions. If you're looking for a band, I know a couple bands. There's K and Company Music. There's Bombargo. There's some local bands. There's Dirty and the Perks. If you need some music and that kind of shit. If you need comedians, we know them. Don't contact me. Maybe contact me, but contact like fucking some other people who have comedians. Parktown Hotel, Lawn Chair Laughs. These are some names that come to mind. I don't know. They're local comedy places in my little sphere. But you can go anywhere to get comedians. We all go to the internet now. We watch our podcast. I mean, maybe you're new to this. Maybe you don't realize that this has been around for 30 years. 20 years going strong, really, but 30 years flickering. And this is a huge part. This is not the Matrix, but it's like kind of like Star Trek a little bit, where those kids, when the young Spocks, those little whatever their species is called, when they were, when they're kids and how they go in their little spheres and learn by projecting those videos and stuff on the edges of the sphere, and they just sit there and learn. That's a little bit what this is, right? It's kind of like, what does a teacher do? They sit in front of you, but you have to go to a place to listen to them. This just takes away the travel from that. And you get to pick your specific teacher, basically. Not your teacher, but somebody that you wish you could sit down and talk with. And how do you build a reputation as being somebody would want to talk to is by talking. Like, look at Theo Von, okay? I hate to constantly talk about these internet social geniuses, but Theo Von is an idiot from a lot of perspectives, but he's also a genius. Listen to him. Listen to him talk. It's unlike any other person. There's no narrative involved other than positivity and emotional exploration. And I really believe in people, in motives, in pure motives. So, man, my face is so washed out on this video right now. Not many people watch the YouTube anyway. It literally gets 1/10 of the views that the audio does, but it's washed out. If you want to watch me, sure. That's cool too. Let me just fix this door because I am getting too hot, which is a good thing. It's better than being too cold. I am going to close this door. I'm going to close it. Okay. Whoa. I wonder how loud that was on the mic. That was the stool wibble wobbling around. And here we are. We're back. Oh my god, do I love podcasting. So the thing is, I don't like the sound. I'm like, I like to talk to myself, I guess, but I like the feeling of that anybody can listen to this. I like the feeling of capturing my thoughts because then I own them in some sort of a way. And like lists aren't the same as this because, like, I'm sure, I don't know, like Seth Rogen talks about the list that he made from a child, and that was where all his movies and ideas came from. These lists, sometimes the lists don't come to life. At least what happens in these podcasts is the lists come to life immediately, and you get a product out of it and immediately, and your true fans will see it close up, and they might be disappointed if your product later involves too much of your brainstorming, but it is something. It's a way to make your ideas come to life immediately, which is nice. And but yeah. So anyway, the crown. Oh, there's a nose pick counter number one. So we're at one nose pick, one hork, four spits. So that's the Canadian hick counter for you as we go. You're watching The Crown. They're the fancy white people, if you will. It's kind of cool to see that history of how Britain like really controlled a lot of the interactions between the different countries to keep the peace and that kind of stuff. I'm sure that a lot of it is exaggerated and plays up their importance and stuff because they're trying to sell an image too. I'm not some royal admirer here. Does that getting annoying how every time I start talking about something, I talk about it and then I get worried about somebody labeling me something, and then I start talking about how I'm not that thing that somebody's about to label me. It is annoying to have to do that, but it's like we're all defense lawyers now in 2020 for our own image. It's like publicist is a job that it's more needed than any other job ever. But like none of us can afford them, but we all need publicists because the world will come and get you, and at a faster rate. It's like if the world coming down on you, the world media attacking you used to be like a snail. Now it's like a cheetah. It'll just get you like that. So yeah, you got to be really careful with how you act in today's day and age. Like whenever I have people come up to me and talk to me about the podcast and about expressing opinions and stuff publicly, they always start spouting it. They always start like they want to have these debates with me, and I'm happy to have debates. But even up to the oldest and most wisest old people, they start spouting their position and showing how partisan they are and all that type of stuff, and telling me that, they hate AOC, or telling me that they think coronavirus is fake and all this kind of shit. And it's like you gotta, or the other way too, right? That everybody, that we need to do more for lockdowns, both ways. But I think that regular people, I've said this before too, but regular people should keep their opinions close to the chest, because nobody needs to hear it, really. Just like nobody needs to hear mine. All I'm doing is saying that, hey, I have opinions, and I'm qualifying myself for future to be able to talk to people that are important, so that they respect me, like a guy like Daniel. All right, I think he got banned off of Facebook. All right, because he's pretty right wing, and I think Facebook is pretty left wing, but but people like him who are, whether they're partisan or not or extremist, they're out there and they're fighting for what they believe in more so than others. And those are the people that I want to show that I'm qualified to, hey, come and talk to me, and we can talk about what you have to talk about. Just like how I'm going to be talking with these comedians, and I have talked with comedians, and to talk about, because comedians are more damaged than anybody. I like, not that I am, but like maybe I am, I don't know. But I like to talk about what made them them, what makes them what they are, that kind of thing. And that's always been very interesting to me. And then I like to do it with people who aren't as weird as comedians too, just like regular people, like I said, academics. That's what we're doing here, though. I think we all know this already. I talk with comedians and academics, and I also mix in some politics. But yeah, so I got some academics coming on. I got some comedians coming on. I'm nervous about all of it. I may release it. I may not. Yeah, I've done a couple of recent episodes with small ball comedians who are really they'll say whatever the fuck, just like kind of like me, but it's my show, so I gotta be a little more careful. But I mean, like, so there was one that I made with a good comedian, and I decided not to put it out just because the audio was a little bit dodgy, and we got a little bit a little bit more. Let's put it this way: a little bit more confrontational with each other than I would like. As much as I believe in debate, some comics don't know how to debate politics, which is okay. They start getting a little personal. They start getting a little bit like offended or whatever about certain things, holding certain beliefs. We all are like that, though. I guess from a certain way. We all have these opinions that we give. It keeps us afloat. And so, I'm not going to say it's comedians' fault or any of these people's fault. What is it, though? It got too confrontational. I just didn't like the product. I didn't like the product at the end. So I decided to do a no-go on putting it out on the old platform ski. Which I do that sometimes. Because if nothing gets gained, like if neither person is willing to shuffle or move at all on any of their points, then what's the point in publishing any of that, If both I mean, it's funny for both people to just think the other person is an idiot or whatever. But, like, I think that there can be, sometimes in the debates, if you get too about, who's right and wrong, all of a sudden people start throwing around facts that might not necessarily be true. Like, just to try to prove arguments, and then we're like, hey, Google that. Once you start getting into that place of Google that, show that I'm right, the argument has broken down, and nobody's right. Because at that point, like, what are you doing? You're trying to depend on some kind of internet shit to show you that you're right or whatever. That's not a proper way of debating. It should be based on, like it is, the internet, I like it. I want things to be objectively correct. I'm just saying, though, that there's certain things, there's certain people that very quickly it can be recognized that they're not, hey, let's not have this debate. Because you don't even accept, let's say, like certain basic things. Then the debate it's not worth having. It's not worth publishing for damn sure. So, but that doesn't mean a person can't tell jokes. That doesn't mean a person can't make inferences about social happenings. I believe everybody I know. I'm excited to get everybody that I bring on here. Well, I'll be excited to have them express their social opinions and make inferences. But there's certain things where it's like I got to draw the line where it's like, okay, that's just not right, or we're just confronting for confrontation's sake, and you're not giving any, because like you got to give some and get some in debates. And if you can see a person is just putting up walls and not budging on any points, then there's no point of even having the debate. And I mean, I guess during that particular interview, the one I'm thinking about, I could have retroactively made that call and changed the topic, but I didn't. I guess I was trying to investigate a person's character to see what would happen, and it just kept getting out of hand. So, yeah. So everyone out there, this is a podcast. You are listening to a person in a pod talk to you. I am here. I like to do it. I like to talk to you. I am no genius philosopher. I'm no special being, but I do like to talk. I think that talking, this is it. This is everything. Talking is better than thinking. Thinking is faster than talking, but talking is more quality level of brainstorm than thinking. And so that's why I'm here doing this. Not that I feel I can do this better than other people, but I feel like other people don't care about a lot of the stuff that I think greatly about. And that's more reasons why I'm here. So anyway, much love, everybody. Maybe you're a girl. Maybe you're a guy. If you're listening to this, I'm not saying there's two genders. Maybe there's more, okay? But, fuck, are we different, I'm just happy to have anybody listening to this. Maybe you clicked forward. Here we are. We're 30, 35 minutes in. Maybe you clicked forward in the video. You're like, hey, let's see what this guy says at 30 minutes. Boom. Here you are. And I'm still just happy that you tuned in. A small scale podcast really is just based on family and friends around you telling other people that, hey, listen to this guy. Like he has good perspectives on things. And it's slow. I think it's slow. There's other people that get, that do it in a different way where they sell certain rights and they consider themselves good at, hey, I'm going to avoid talking about titties or, and whatever you have to do to get on, to get to be that guy on CBC. If that's what you want to be. Or whatever the provider. But you have to censor yourself when you work for someone else. And then what that can do, though, is that can get you a bigger audience, and it'll make it a quicker up-and-comer. But that's a legal nightmare. I don't want any of that shit. I don't want anybody telling me what to do or having to be worried about what I'm saying or what I have said on their platform if somebody goes back and sues them and this, that, or the other. So yeah, that's that, motherfuckers. Like, I am not going to cheat it. I'm not going to cheat growing a following by attaching myself to anything or selling anything, because I think that's just greasy. But hey, if you like t-shirts or if you like hats, check out the website. Send me an email at the email on the website. If you want some siding, I also sell siding on the website, and any kind of furniture made of wood, mostly spruce. But it's thick, good thick spruce. So just hit me up on the email on the website, CanadianTalkWithStephan@gmail.com. And, maybe I can do some comedy for you if you need a small open mic. Somebody to come in and do a private show. Although it will not be good. It'll just be me. And and then that's it. I'll have my what do you call it? Fucking, I can't even think of the word. I'll have my improvisations. I'll have my brain. Hey, you know what? You want to hire a 28-year-old brain? Come and get it. I'll talk to you. I mean, that's it though. If you're listening to me, and that's it. You're hiring me. If you hire me, so I can do that. Where it's corporate hangouts. Haven't done that before, so it'll be a first. So whatever. I have done some little bit of stand up, but not a lot. You can get t-shirts. So that's what I was gonna say. If you believe in the morals that this show stands for, and you're one of those people that, hey, I like to wear it on my chest. You don't like tattoos. You like to put it on your shirt, or your hat. I'm one of those guys. I don't like tattoos. Not that I don't like tattoos. I don't like them on myself, I guess. But I've got shirts and I've got hats. They're black and there's white and there's they got logos. It shows Canadian Talk. Not my name on there. There's some shirts with my name on there, but I'm making some that just says Canadian Talk, so my name doesn't have to be on it, because I know that maybe somebody, it's like, hey, I like the morality of your show, but it's like, I'm not a worshiper of you. I just like what you talk about, bro. I understand if you don't want my name on the shirt. Canadian Talk, right? So, yeah, but I'm making more shirts and hats, and I'm not making any profit off of it, all right? I pretty much got to pay the same amount to make it as I do to sell it, but it's just for notoriety, I guess. Just spread the seed, and because I'm going to be doing this for my whole life, talking like this. So you got to start somewhere. Create some stuff that people can wear who feel pride by showing that they know what this is. Whatever this in fact is. It's a group. But podcasts are groups at the end of the day, aren't they? It's like New Age church, but in a way, but I don't want to use those loaded words, but you go somewhere to listen to someone, and you got to make sure it's the right person. And honestly, churches have completely That's gone. There's no hope for for people being like, hey, I'm going to listen to that pastor. Like, come on. So I think that's a really good point to end on too. I'm damn near at an hour. I don't want to go too long. I'm happy to be back into the hot seat here. Happy to say some things. I guess I got some things on my list. I could see what else is going on. Oh, my phone's over there. I forgot that I use my camera on my phone as a secondary shot, like for a thing. So I can't look at my list. That's great. Wonderful. So I mean, at least it's true improvisation, though, right? I like to have topics and then riff off that improvisationally. But I guess because then if you think about things right from scratch, then it can be a little bit more meandering. But yeah, the inspections went well, though. I did want to emphasize that I'm happy. You know, all you got to do out there in the world, people, is just you got to give it your all. Like, don't go by what people say a lot of the time. Don't put yourself in imminent danger. If somebody's like, hey, don't jump off that cliff, don't do that. But like, if somebody's like, hey, the government is assholes, or, you know, hey, this is hard, it's too hard for a regular person to do. Whenever somebody's saying that something is too hard for a regular person to do, that means that somebody's trying to take money from you. Somebody wants you to think it's hard. Because what if sleeping was like, you know, man, it's just, nothing is that hard out there. You just gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. So you just got, what I mean is, by that is you just gotta give her. You've got to go out there and you got to try shit, you know, and do your best. And the thing is, though, is you also have to be honest when your best just isn't good enough, or you're being lazy, and it's like, I did my best, but you know that you made that decision that one evening at 6 p.m. when you weren't done and you didn't go out there and put in the work because you were too sleepy, because you didn't have a good enough supper. That's not doing your best. You have to be able to recognize and hone what your best is. So, anyway, I hope everybody out there is finding a way to make money again in this new COVID world. Some of us have it easy. Some of us don't. You know, I'm a very lucky guy. I hope everybody else can find a way to earn the luck. We can all earn the luck. I hope we all find a way to do it. Find that niche. Find that thing that makes you happy so you can spin your wheels in that muck and spray that mud until you, what was I saying? Until you earn your something. Earn your luck. Spin your tires, spray your mud until you earn your luck. That's what I'm saying, people. So, thanks for tuning in. I mean, I'm going to be making episodes every week again. I really hate that I had to take a hiatus because I was working every day, right? That was what my example just was, because there were some improvements I had to do to the structures, and we just had a blizzard, and it was friggin' crazy. And I wasn't sure if I was going to start getting fined. Like, there was, like always, if you're being totally careful with legal threats that get thrown at your way, they're scary. So sometimes you overcompensate because you get a little afraid, and that's kind of what I did over the past little while to make sure my structures were good. But yeah, so much love to everybody out there. I hope your lives are going well. I hope whatever your life is, whether you drive a truck or deliver mail, that's driving a truck too, or whatever it is where you are able to have an earphone in your ear all day. I know that what you're doing right now, this is right at the end. This is a great point. I hate that my great points are always right at the end. It's sad. This is a way to know that sometimes employment can be sad. Is you know that even just the ability for you to have that earphone in your ear right now, you have sovereignty of hearing while you're working. It's like people are happy when they can have sovereignty of a few of their senses when they're at this place of employment. Like if you're driving around right now delivering mail and you're so happy that your ears are free. You're free with me right now. I was a delivery guy, right? I know what it feels like to have your entire body be imprisonated, but all that's remaining is your ears. And then you want to explore into that. That's where we are right now. So that's what this is. This is ear art. That would be a good name for a comedy club or for a podcast as well. Ear art. Okay, thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is Canadian Talk, episode 20, episode XX out. I'm excited for the next episode. I can't wait to do this again. Episode 20 out.
Thanks for listening, and any questions or concerns for the show, as well as voice recordings and voice messages that you'd like us to listen to, or advertisement inquiries, please forward those along to CanadianTalkWithStephan@gmail.com. Thanks. We also have a website, Stephanjackson.ca, where you can find a back catalog of all our episodes, and we're also on YouTube, where you can find the video versions.